This was an engine on fire as that plane landed at Bush Airport.
When a plane gets in trouble at Bush Airport, you can bet the Houston Fire Department will always answer the call for help. The way our mayor treats these guys, they've already got plenty to worry about, don't you think? No pay raises for nearly a decade, a smaller pension. Bryan Grantom is one of those heroes.
A fireman for 20 years, help people, try to do the right thing, serve our community.
He's a captain at Fire Station 54. But this story isn't really about heroics on the runway. It's another investigation of family injustice.
You know, it's sad. It's just sad.
Captain Grantom had built his home from scratch out in the country. He had a dog training business called Waterland Kennels, 2 kids with his wife Sherry, before, you guessed it, the ugly divorce.
She said, you know, I'm gonna leave you broke, everybody hating you, and your kids hating you and going on without you.
And the fight was going to include a battle over his firefighter pension. Grantom hired local family lawyer R.J. Parham. And the case landed like all divorce cases did before Judge June Jackson at the Waller County Courthouse. But then the judge passed away, and the battle to replace her on the bench was on. Bryan's lawyer ran to be the judge. So did attorney Carol Cheney. Cheney won. Now add this to the mix. Carol Cheney's brother has now been elected to be the judge of the 506th District Court. When he originally ran for office in 2010, guess who ran against him? R.J. Parham. I'm not kidding.
I was a little bit concerned about it, yes. But I can't say I had a lot of money to really change representation at that point.
And things, well, they didn't go so well for Bryan Grantom in Judge Cheney's court.
I worked, 25 years to build something, build a business, and basically I walked away broke.
And now this Houston firefighter is asking the 14th Court of Appeals for help to overturn Judge Cheney's decision. Quoting, the court was more than transparent in its bias.
Every time my lawyer would go to speak, the judge would cringe and actually kind of look down and look away, and then would even try to shut her up at times.
Judge Cheney cited judicial ethics for not answering our questions, and it is a really good question. Did this firefighter pay a price for small town politics?
She didn't want to hear. She didn't want to hear anything, any objections, or she would overrule or sustain against my lawyer almost 100% of the time.
There's one courtroom exchange that may come back to haunt Judge Cheney.
My lawyer was saying that wasn't right, and that's not the way that Texas laws go. And she came back with, well, he basically nauseates me anyway.
A jury was impaneled to rule on just one thing. How much was that firefighter pension really worth? Today's value, or what it could be worth when Bryan was real old and long divorced? Grantom's wife claimed the pension was worth $264,000. But a jury said no. They decided for Bryan. The value was just $98,000. The numbers are important. The jury spoke. But the judge, she ignored them.
Well, the judge did blow off what they ruled. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Bryan got to keep his pension, but at the value his wife wanted to place on it, he lost virtually everything else because of that, including his house in the country.
She walked away with a whole lot of money, and I walked away with the debt, basically.